that error break frequently and replacement parts are hard to come by. Okay, this is an argument. There are no indicator words here, but it's the first sentence that's the conclusion, and so you shouldn't buy those for home use because they break and replacement parts are hard to get by. Okay, so that was a tough one in the sense that there were no indicator words, but it does, I know, say in the text that arguments without indicator words, generally the conclusion comes first. Okay? 14, Alex didn't take the antibiotic the doctor prescribed because Alex is allergic to fluoroquinolones, okay, or quinolones. I accepted two answers here. Argument, where the conclusion is Alex didn't take the antibiotic the doctor prescribed. And I think the better answer is actually explanation, right? He didn't take it because he's allergic, right? Because the context seems to indicate that it's known that he didn't take the medicine. Does everybody understand that? Okay. If it had said something like, you can bet Alex didn't take the antibiotic the doctor prescribed because Alex, then it would be an argument, because then it would be uncertain whether or not he took the medicine. Does everybody understand that? Okay. 15. If there's no other antibiotic that can be expected to bring the infection under control, then the use of Cipro is warranted. That's a conditional statement. So non-argument, type 1 conditional statement. Okay. 16, the Fontenot's car insurance increased substantially because their teenage son just totaled one of their cars. We take for granted that the Fontenot's car insurance increased, which makes this a explanation. So non-argument, explanation. Okay? Okay. 17 is very long, so I don't want to read the whole thing, but you can see some clues in here. Based on his research, Brad claimed, okay, so what we're reporting is what? The reasoning of another person. So the best answer here on 17 is the passage is a non-argument because it is a report of an argument. Everybody got that? However, 18, after following up on recent reported sightings of the Tasmanian tiger, researchers collected unidentified fresh scat in the area. DNA testing matched a sample from the last Tasmanian tiger held in captivity. The inescapable conclusion is that Tasmanian tigers are not extinct. That is an argument with the last sentence being the conclusion. That one wasn't too hard because we've got helpful hints. The inescapable conclusion is, okay, so 18, argument, last sentence being the conclusion. 19, if corporations continue to be considered legal persons, as established by Santa Clara County versus Southern Pacific Railroad, and corporations donating money to political campaigns is considered free speech, as established by Citizens United and Buckley v. Vallejo, then government will tend to corporate needs before those of natural-born persons. That is a giant if-then. So it's non-argument conditional. Okay, type 1. 20, I would like to help people by working for the ACLU, but I'm not sure I can get into law school. I could be a teacher, but they don't make any money. That's just a bunch of stuff without any supporting evidence, so that's a non-argument type 4. Any questions about any of the problems in part 1? Yes?
Can you go over 13 again?
13. you should stay clear of the electromechanical pinball machines of the 1960s and early 1970s for home use. Okay, so they're saying you should do that, and then right after that, they say the machines of that era break frequently. That would be a reason not to buy one of those. Does everybody understand that? And since they break and replacement parts are hard to come by, that's another reason why you shouldn't buy them. Okay. Some people said it's an explanation, which I could see if you had deep knowledge of pinball machines. Does everybody understand that? So if you put explanation there, come see me and I'm going to quiz you for possible extra points. Does everybody understand that? Okay. Did you put explanation?
No, I put conditional.
No, not. There's no if-then structure not there at all. Okay. Does that make sense to you? Okay. All right. So back to part 2 now. In part 2, they're worth 4 points. If you properly identified the argument is inductive or deductive, you got half the points, and then you had to get the right kind for the other half. Okay. All right. So, number 1, the Indiana Fever of the WNBA drafted and signed the greatest female collegiate basketball player of all time, Caitlin Clark. Invariably, the Indiana Fever will have a better record in 2024 than their dismal record of 13 wins and 27 losses in 2023. Okay, this is an inductive argument and it is a prediction. Okay, and I think most everybody got that. Okay, 2. Dave and Sally spent the day at the beach together. Sally slathered on the sunscreen, but Dave didn't. Sally will be fine tonight while Dave will suffer from sunburn. This is an inductive argument, and let me see, this is 2, cause and effect reasoning. Okay, anyone have any questions or complaints about this one? No? Okay. 3, Scotty Kilmer has been an independent auto mechanic for over 50 years and has worked on all major brands of automobiles. Scotty has made over $24 million from his popular YouTube channels, and he says that the best brand of car for those on a budget are Toyotas. I'm on a budget and need a new car. I need to purchase a Toyota. Okay. This is an inductive argument and it's an appeal to authority. We're using the authority of Scotty. Okay. Number 4, Vivian and Madeline are arguing over the meaning of a word. Hence, they are arguing about semantics and not syntax. Well, if you look up the meaning of the word semantics and syntax, you'll discover that this is a deductive argument based on definitions. Okay? So that's deductive type 1. 5, angle A and angle C are complementary. Angle B and C are complementary as well. Hence, angle A and B are the same. This is a deductive argument based on geometric reasoning, which was type 2. Instead of separating math and geometry, I just smashed them together into type 2. 6, Todd built a shed 8 feet wide by 10 feet long. The rise and run of the roof are 3 and 4 feet respectively. By the Pythagorean theorem, the length of the roof plane must be 5 feet on each side, hence Todd needs to buy 100 square feet of shingles to cover the roof. Okay, this is a deductive argument, mathematical reasoning, so type 2. Okay, 6. Oh wait, that was 6, right? Yeah. So 7. The 1 foot metal rod measured at 75 degrees Fahrenheit will be heated to 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit. The law of expansion and contraction states that most materials expand when heated and contract when cooled. Hence, the rod will measure slightly longer than a standard foot. Okay. Well, what are we doing here? This is deductive from a scientific law because we're using the law of expansion and contraction. Okay. 8, several spheres made of various types of material were placed on top of a body of water. All of the spheres made of materials less dense than that of water floated. Call this result the law of positive buoyancy. Okay? This is an inductive argument to a scientific law. We are concluding some generalization that we're calling a law. Does everybody understand that? So, and notice that I put 7 and 8 right next to each other because sometimes people get confused between from and to. So you had those right next to each other to think about the contrast between them. Okay. 9. I visited several southern states last summer: Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, North and South Carolina. In each and every one of those states, people say y'all when referring to a group of 2 or more people. Southerners say y'all instead of you all. So that was inductive, and this was a generalization. Does everybody understand that? Generalization. Okay. 10. A country is just like a family. Democracy does not work in the family. Parents should have the ultimate say because they are wiser and their children do not know what is best for them. Similarly, the best form of government for a country is not a democracy, but one where the leaders are more like parents. So, comparing families to countries, so we're participating in an analogy. So this is inductive by analogy, which was type 1. Okay. 11.